All right, guys, how you guys doing? So today I'm going to talk about you want to be a trainer at Prime. How can you be successful? I could give you a few tips on how to be a trainer at Prime because I was a trainer at Prime. But I guess these tips could help any trainer out there. So one of the things is you have to, on the first day when you get your student, when you get your co-driver, the first day you guys are on the road, you drive, okay? You don't let him drive or her. You drive, and the reason I say that is because you want to explain to them what is a safe distance that you want to keep between the car in front of you and the truck. You want to teach them when to start braking. You want to teach them how to make the turns, how to open up into turns, how to do the button hook, how to do the split the lanes, how to do a bunch of things. It's better to explain to them as you're doing it. That way they understand and they know what is expected from them when it's their time to do it. Instead of trying to teach them how to do something while they're driving, because they're just gonna get confused. So you don't wanna do that. You wanna do it first. You want them to watch you do it. You teach them the distance, you should stop, when you should start braking, and you gotta teach them also how you should always drive your truck like if your truck is fully loaded, okay? Always keep a distance whether you're empty or you're loaded, because yes, when you're empty, you might be able to stop a little closer to the cars in front of you, but you don't wanna do that because the person behind you might be loaded and he might need that space to slow down. If you wait too long to hit the brakes and you're empty and you stop fast and the guy behind you is super loaded, he might not have enough time to stop and might hit you. So you want to prevent that. There's a lot of things, like you want to make sure as a driver, as a trainer, the first week, it's not team driving. What they do at Prime, it's called a super solo. So basically, you both will be sharing a 70-hour clock. Um, I always try to make them drive the first day, as soon as they get in, 8 hours. You can stop however many times you want to. You gotta stop and do a 30-minute break. You wanna stop every hour after that for 15, 10 minutes. Do that, but you have to drive your 8 hours. You have to get them used to driving in the seat, because it's like I tell them, if you're gonna go into a construction company and you go to work on your first day, only because it's your first day, you still gotta work the whole day. You don't get a break, so you can stop how many times you want, but you have to drive 8 hours. That way, when we're teaming, you're able to drive your full shift. You sit down and you watch them drive, and you explain to them, answer any questions they might have. When you do the backing on the first day, you get out, you show them, your setup, why you're setting up that way. You show them the angles and show them, you got to pay attention where the position of your tires is compared to the line behind you. You want to know what the angle is on the trailer. Because not only are you looking at the back of the trailer going into the hole, but you also got to look at the front of the trailer. How is that coming in? Because you need an angle so the back of the trailer doesn't go into the other lane. All right. Yeah. So just a few tips. Also know, as a trainer, there will be days where your student will make more money than you, and that is okay. It's part of training. It's part of the process. Okay. There will be times where your student's gonna make more money than you, and you cannot rub it in their face. You can't be like, "Oh, you made more money than me this week. What the hell?" Blah 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 blah. You cannot do that, because the weeks that you make a lot more money than them, you're giving them, you're giving them the permission, or you're giving them the okay to bitch about how much money they made you. Okay, so money talks. Even if you lose money, if you make money, you're okay with it. Okay, don't. It's part of the training. Do it because you love it. Don't do it for the money. Sometimes money's good, sometimes money's bad. And if your student wants to go leasing when they come out, when they go on their own, or if they want to go company, explain to them everything that goes into leasing. Explain to them, the cost of leasing, how you guys should get fuel, how explain the whole process of what you're responsible for as a lease operator, like deductibles, like if this happens, then you're responsible for this. How to get fuel, how to save time, how to, company driving and leasing is two different things. If a person wants to do leasing, explain to them everything that they're responsible for. That way, when they're done with the training, they could have they make an educated decision on what they want to do. They want to go company, which is a little bit more laid back, so you can focus on learning and practicing more than being so responsible and learning how to drive at the same time. Um, so yeah, if you're gonna teach them leasing, don't tell them no, don't tell them yes, just run everything by them. Let them know, okay? Um, and just enjoy your time with your co-driver out there. They It's hard. Training is hard. You got to make sure you're up when they want to back into the into any spots. You want to make sure you're up when you get to the receivers. And I don't care if they know how to back. I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up because if he hits something, it's my deductible. I got to pay for the deductible as a trainer. So I'm not taking any risk. I'm getting up and I'm showing them. I'm making sure they learn. And even going down hills, down mountains, you can set your clock like your student's gonna drive, and you say, all right, it's 120 miles away. It's about 2 hours. Let me set my alarm clock for 2 hours from now. You get up and you watch them go down the mountain, okay? Teach them. Have a good communication with your student. Communication is key. So, be as clear with your what you want them to do. Explain to them why you want them done, and also explain safety. Safety is important. Keep your distance. Don't be in a hurry. Use your signal light. Like my thing was, if when you're turning into the lane, right? When you're gonna switch lanes and you have to hit the turn signal, if you touch the turn signal hand, use it. Don't just sit there with your hand on there waiting for the right moment to hit it and move over. No. Communicate with other drivers what your intentions are. That's very important, guys. Sometimes there's cars next to you. Hit the signal light. Hit the handle. They'll know whether they gotta slow down or they gotta hurry up and get out of the way. You gotta communicate with people. You can't be like, oh, this guy's still there. I'm trying to move, and then the whole time you have your hand in the handle, like not communicating to the driver next to you that you want to move over. Very important. Okay, and try to back as much as you can. This is very important in backing, guys. You have to teach your drivers. You got to teach them how to correct their mistakes. So we're good. You show them the setup. Instead of like, okay, you messed up, go around again and try the setup. See if you could correct it and teach them how to correct it, because sometimes it's not that bad and you're able to correct what you did and back it in. I think that is the most important thing to teach a student, how to correct their mistakes. And it's something that could get them far safely. I train about 6 people at Prime. I am now a Walmart driver, happy Walmart driver. Nothing against Prime. Prime's a great company, especially to start with. But for what I want, Walmart works great. So, but you want to teach them to be safe. You want to teach them to not be in a hurry. No matter what, you're gonna drive the time that you need to drive. I know sometimes time's ticking and you're trying to get to a truck stop because they're filling up and things like that, and that is when bad things could happen. So always try to teach them, keep a distance, be safe, always be aware of your surroundings, and always treat your truck like it's fully loaded. Start braking far away. I don't care if the person behind you is coming fully loaded with logs, brakes, whatever, and you don't start braking from far away. It makes it hard for them behind you to stop. So, just be cautious, just be, aware of your surrounding, and be a good driver out there. Don't be a dick, and show them that they can enjoy this. If you plan it right, if you do your trip planning, you check your route. Always check your routes. There might be something on the route that you might want to stop and see. There might be a restaurant where you want to stop and eat. There's all kinds of stuff to enjoy out here while you're training your student. So, I've been lucky. The students that I've trained, they all have a successful trucking career because they haven't gotten into accidents. They haven't gotten into Knock on wood, they're pretty safe drivers out there. And you know, the ones that applied at Walmart, they made it into Walmart. And you know, it's, if you ever try to onboarding at Walmart, it's a hard thing to do. It's not something easy because of the nerves and things like that. So yeah, I'm proud of what I did as a trainer. If you're a trainer, love what you do it for the love. Money comes with it, but sometimes it's not worth it. But those are just some tips if you want to be a successful trainer at Prime. Obviously, there's more things involved into training, but I'm not gonna sit here for an hour because I gotta go. This is my 30-minute break. And whatever you do, be good, be safe, don't do anything I wouldn't do, and teach patience to the new drivers. All right? Be safe out there, guys.